but they have been to the SEC championship game 3 times, so they've done pretty well. And Bobby Petrino and his staff are doing a good job. They're 4-4, leading the conference in pass offense, second in total offense. So they're moving the ball around, and we're going to beat them. We got to play a little bit better offensively than we've played recently. But looking forward to the challenge. Looking forward to going out there playing our second day game of the year, and we'll be able to get back to Columbia at a decent hour, and won't be so tired Sunday morning. But other than that, a good team that had a big win last week, and they're certainly looking forward, I'm sure, to their last 3-4 games also. I think they've got 4 more, and we've just got 3 more. So looking forward to going out there, and hopefully we can play a lot better, fewer mistakes, take care of the ball a lot better, give ourselves a chance to win. We've won a lot of games this year when the other team messed up. The other team had touchdowns called back, and that's sort of what happened to us the last game, and hopefully we will not repeat that. So we're looking forward to this game with Arkansas. Okay, Glenn, any questions by anybody? Glenn's got one.
Coach, is playing so many young players hurting this team as much as it's helping it at times?
Certainly, the other night, I guess our first 2 fumbles were by a couple of freshmen, and some freshmen going the wrong way a few times. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff caught up with us the last game. But you know, I was telling our game, you know, the ifs and buts don't mean anything. But if we'd stop the 4th and 2 play, and we don't get Stefan's touchdown call back, you know, that's 14 points right there. And two little things that happened, that's 14 points. And but that didn't happen. And they outrushed us, and they outgained us, and this, that, and the other. But we could have been in the game. We could have certainly been in the game with Tennessee, but we weren't because of the turnovers, and they made the plays when it was necessary, and got the touchdown call back and so forth. Now, Stephon Gilmore ran that touchdown back. There's another freshman playing. Yeah, we played a bunch of freshmen. We know that. But still, we're not using that as any kind of excuse. We didn't play smart, and it came back to haunt us, obviously, in the final score. Other teams have sort of played that way against us. You know, Ole Miss had a touchdown call back against us. And we've stopped a lot of people down around the goal line, forced them to kick field goals. That has helped us win some of these close games. So they turned around on us the last time, but we're 6-3. And for this team, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for this team. Proud of our guys, and I think our guys will rebound and give a good account of themselves as we go play Arkansas this week.
Steve, you've got Culliver's second team this week. Is that as a result?
Well, actually, Chris Culliver's not playing this week. Chris Culliver, shoulder has bothered him a bit, and some other things have happened that he's taken this week off, and hopefully he'll be back next week ready to contribute to our success. So Chris is out this game. Okay.
Watching the Arkansas video of their defense, are they doing anything differently from last season? I don't think the results have changed. I think they're still pretty much bottom of the league in defense.
They're at times look pretty good. Obviously, against Florida, they look very good, holding those guys to 20, 23 points, whatever it was. And at times they look pretty good, but they have given up some yards. Yeah, they've given up some yards, but their offense makes so many yards, and maybe their offense scores so quickly. They're on the field a little bit more than other defenses. But again, got an excellent pass rush, and got the same defensive coordinator, same sort of scheme of things, and they've played well. Anytime, just because you're near the bottom of the SEC in some defensive categories doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad defense. It just means that there's somebody's got to be down there near the bottom, I guess. Total defense, yeah, they are down there right now. But look at Auburn; they're number 11, and Kentucky, and those guys can play some defense also.
Coach, do you think Ryan Mallett is the toughest quarterback faced so far this season?
The toughest? Well, we hadn't played him yet, so we haven't hit him enough to see if he can bounce back, but he may be the best passer. Certainly, I think he's probably leading the conference in most of the passing statistics. So he could be the best passer we've faced, definitely.
Steve, Culliver's situation coming off the game the other night, I know he had the shoulder thing. Were you satisfied with his effort, number one? Number two, are you sensing some of the same stuff
well,
the juniors went through last year?
Well, we had a little talk with our team that if you have an injury and you can't perform, you need to tell the coaches. And if that was the biggest problem, which we think it was, and it was certainly embarrassing for all of us. And we don't like it, and I don't like it, and hopefully that will not happen again. So that's all I would need to say about it. He's not playing this week. He's not going on the trip, and hopefully he'll come back next week, and the shoulder will be fine, and he can play like he played earlier in the year. That's what we're hoping will happen.
Steve, were you disappointed, not just in Chris, but you had mentioned a couple other players' effort level, and here your fifth year in the ninth game of the season to have that going?
It wasn't. Obviously, some of his attempted tackles were glaring, but overall, no, it wasn't that bad. No, the effort was decent. Wasn't great, but hopefully we can get a little bit better as we go.
Given how dinged up some of the guys are getting this point in the year, would you be more in favor next year of having an open date earlier before the last weekend of the season, second last weekend of the season?
Well, we've always been in favor of that, but that's just not the way it works out for us. Yeah, we'd like to have one in the middle of the year, and but yeah, we're working on changing the schedule a little bit too. A couple of years ago, we had Middle Tennessee about the 10th game or something like that, 10th or 11th, and sometimes that little break of not having all the conference games, and then Clemson at the end, I think is helpful, and I think we're working towards that. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to happen, but again, you got to play them all, and sometimes it happens however it happens. So we're looking forward to this game. They're a good team, and they're at home, and had a big win last week, but we feel like we can play a lot better than we've played recently, so we're going to try to do it.
Coach, it seems the team is not responding well to adversity in key games, like the same continuing thing.
I think they have responded fairly well to adversity. So, we've had some bad things happen. We bounced back and won those games, but obviously we couldn't overcome the quick 21 that was up last week. But the guys hung in there. They hung in there and fought through the second half. But it wasn't good enough as it turned out.
Coach, last night, Coach Wolford told us that he thought Jarrell might have a slight concussion. Is Jarrell going to play this week, and what exactly is his status right now?
Yeah, Jarrell, his status is up in the air. They think he got bumped in the head somehow, I guess, the game last week. And they actually took him to the hospital Saturday night late, and he did not practice yesterday. So Kyle Nunn could be there at left tackle. He and Chisholm could be the left side, with Lim and Garrett at center, TJ and Hutch and Quentin at right tackle. So we still got 8 guys who played a bit.
Did